Hi. I'm... This is why I don't introduce myself. I'm Kaylin, and today on the barrel, Lagavulin Islay Single Malt Scotch Whiskey Offerman Edition, Caribbean Rum Cask Finish. Sorry, I didn't memorize it ahead of time. I had to look.
That's okay. That happens to most of us. Lagavulin, yet another Nick Offerman edition. Who's that?
He does that in Parks and Rec.
This is, I believe, the 4th Offerman edition. There was a Guinness one. There was a Charred Oak. There might have been one other one. I don't know. This one just was released within the last month or two. And this is an 11-year Lagavulin finished in Caribbean rum casks.
Oh, I'm so excited. Caribbean is where Jamaica is.
Exactly.
Just makes me feel like I'm on vacation.
I know, that's why I wore this shirt.
Oh, I should have worn a vacation shirt.
Damn
it. Serving size, 1.5 fluid ounces. That feels restrictive.
Wow, they even get the nutrition facts on the back of here?
Yeah, that's wild.
So we're looking at 46%, aged in Caribbean rum cask. It doesn't say, I don't think, exactly. No other info on the bottle, like what type of rum or what
it's keto friendly, 0 carbs.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
I mean, not much else to say other than if you're not subscribed yet, please do, if you want to. And if you don't, then don't. The world is your oysters.
This is really pretty. I like the...
It's a pretty blue. I like this little blue touch.
I like that the glass is, it's sort of like a green hue, and then I like the navy label. So and there's navy accent in the label. It's really pretty.
Check out the box here that it comes in. Just a freaking map of stuff.
Lord knows we could use it after that Swedish episode.
And then, there's a whole novel on the back here that I'll spare you, unless you want Kaylin to read it.
I'll just read this part. Nick Offerman said, I have traveled the world and sampled many attempts at pleasing nectars, but it is solely this distillation of Islay, a tiny, charismatic Scottish isle, which is also what our dog is named, that has claimed my palate. Yeah, and my heart into the bargain.
I also learned that this is finished for 8 months in rum casks and 0 carbs.
To 0 carbs.
Hey!
Wow. I'm gonna pour it. Is that okay? I'll pour you first.
I would love if you pour it.
Here,
you
let's just move this a little closer onto here because I can't be trusted.
Thank you. Perfect serving size.
Oh, that's too much. I'll be drinking that into the evening.
That's fine. It's Friday night.
Pleasing little click-clack of the cork, too. So far, Nick, 10 out of 10. I like that this is just plain old wood, too. Just the whole color scheme. Just design my next house like this.
Okay.
Cool.
I will.
Scotch all day on the nose.
Oh, you know what, though? Whoa. I don't know about you, but this is the closest nose I've had to that Swiss whiskey.
I'm gonna have to smell it again. I don't know.
Somebody might have mentioned this, when this came out, that we should try this.
It's very smoky.
Sort of close to
it's
that.
very smoky, very smoke fiery.
But there's something weird about it, though.
You know what I picture literally is the guy with his cutting instrument, literally cutting the peat out of the ground. That is what I smell, as if I'm standing right next to him.
Yeah, there's another layer to this, though, that's different from
probably the rum cask, but I'm not smelling that quite yet.
But I think that's
open mouth. I get a little bit more rummy, a little bit different of a profile. It's skating the lines and getting a little bit outside of the peat.
There's something a little bit incense in this, though. I think that's what it is that's making me think of that. Wow, really interesting.
Did you guys play the handbells when you were growing up? You know the handbells?
I Yes, I know them, but I did not play them. You played them? You
Yeah.
played handbells?
Well, yeah, I was at a private school where it was sort of required.
So you played handbells?
Mm-hmm. Oh. All right. I was starting to become slightly judgmental on the nose because it's all I could smell was just peat all day. And I do get that on the taste, but it's not overpowering and it's not too much. I get grass on the back end. I almost cheersed again.
Yeah, I think the rum is, it's adding something interesting on the nose. For me, it's adding that sort of like burning herbal incense a little bit.
I get that more on the taste than I did on the nose. And
yeah. And then on the palate.
I haven't had rum a lot. When I think of rum, I have a hard time not thinking immediately of like cheap spiced rum. I had a really bad Ron Diaz experience in school, but that's like the cheap version of Captain.
Who's Ron?
And I know spiced rum and rum are two very different things, but I haven't had a ton of rum in my life. But the best rum I ever had was Appleton rum on the shores of Jamaica, floating on the top of a pina colada, and it was so good. And I would say that this has that hint of it, but
agree.
it's just like an essence of it, you know?
Yeah. I usually associate rum with like vanilla. Like I think rum is very vanilla-y.
Yeah.
I'd say that there is definitely a creamy vanilla addition to this edition compared to the regular Lagavulin, or even like the, last year's charred oak cask.
I feel like you are at an advantage to me because I don't know or remember all those things.
I know more than you.
It's if you haven't watched Parks and Rec, frankly, just watch it. What are you waiting for?
This is just an ad for Nick Offerman.
No, I just really like, okay, I watch a lot of TV and a lot of movies. I'm not gonna lie about that. This is good. It is peaty. I'm starting to like refine and define the things that I really like, and I don't dislike this. I recognize it for what it is, which is definitely on the peatier side of Scotch. It has its place, and I enjoy having a sip of it, but it's not one I'm reaching for every day.
It's certainly smoky. I mean, that's what you're gonna get with any Lagavulin, but it does add, like your analogy though of like having a pina colada with like the rum floating on the top.
Float on top.
This is a Lagavulin with a little bit of rum floating on the top.
Yeah.
I really like this. The nose is super interesting. The palate is your tried and true Lagavulin palate, but just with a little extra something. If you haven't tried any of the Offerman editions, they all have, for me at least, delivered a little extra on the base Lagavulin profile.
If you turn on the YouTube Yule log with Nick Offerman sipping Scotch by the fire, I think it would really put you in the headspace you need to be in to, really fully enjoy it too.
I would say out of the Offerman editions, my favorite is still probably the first one, the Guinness finish. This is a close second though. I like this better than last year's. This is super interesting, and it really puts me in the mood for vacation, which starts tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned.
It doesn't start tomorrow. Tune in next time when she's a wild one.